Hi friend, happy Monday. It's Monday following a long weekend, and it was a pretty good weekend. It was a pretty good weekend. We got some stuff done around the house and some good family time and relaxing time, and I ruined 5 loaves of bread because I'm determined to learn to make homemade bread. I have another batch on the counter right now that is rising, proofing. I don't know the terminology for it, but I'm doing it, so we'll see how that goes. If number 6 is edible, we'll keep going. I remember several years ago, I was determined for some reason to make the perfect chocolate chip cookies, and I did everything you can do to cookies. I burnt them, I made them flatten out, I made them explode, I did all the things. So I am trying to do the same thing with bread. I actually turned out with amazing cookies in the end, and that's a whole story for another day, but I accidentally learned my grandmother's secret to my favorite cookies that she used to make, because the little sneaker, rest her soul, wrote flour on the recipe that she hand wrote down, but it was Bisquick. Like, Mama, why on earth would you not write Bisquick? No, it was flour. And then my mom was like, oh yeah, I knew that. Like, why didn't you tell me? Oh my gosh. Lord. So anyway, that is a lot of rambling to talk about bread and cookies to get to where I really want to talk about this morning. I hope you had a great weekend and that everyone is healthy and well. The thing that is on my mind this morning, though, as I'm considering this business and where the Lord is taking it and what I'm doing, I really believe in what I'm doing. I really believe in what I'm building, because right now, yes, I'm offering one-on-one coaching, and that's great, and I love that. I really do love that. It's very fulfilling for me, and it's what I do see myself doing for a long time, for a while at least. But the bigger picture is much bigger than coaching, and I'm excited by it, and it's daunting at the same time. It's a little overwhelming, and sometimes I just get kind of stuck and, gosh, I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to do anything. And that's such a silly thing to do, because you don't build Rome in a day. You take it one brick at a time, brick by brick, or bird by bird, as what's the author's name? And something. I'll have to look it up. Bird by Bird. It's a good book. Look it up. It's about writing a book, and if you have any inclination towards writing or building anything, really, it's a fantastic book. She's great. Her name is gone out of my head because it's Monday morning, and it's Monday morning. So, in thinking about this thing that I'm building, brick by brick, slowly, I started considering the foundation of it, right? Because you can't build anything without a strong foundation. And the reality is, you ever just feel like you're always being sold something? Do you ever just feel like everyone is out to sell you something? Whether it's a good thing or a scammy thing or a snake oil, or it's always just something, right? I remember when I was very, very postpartum with my firstborn, I was very lonely. I didn't really have any friends, and I was feeling really bad about my body because I had lost like 50 pounds prior to that, and now I was not 50 pounds lighter, and it was just a really, really big struggle time in my life. And an old friend from high school messaged me out of nowhere and was like, hey, how are you? I miss you. Let's catch up, da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, that's so amazing. God's heard my prayers, and here's a friend, and someone cares about me. And then she was like, oh, by the way, I'm selling this supplement or a fitness program, or I forget what it was, but something along those lines. And which was so bad, because I was already feeling really bad about my body, and now here's this girl who is telling me that I need to fix my body, and pretended to be my friend in order to sell me her whatever it was she was selling. And I just remember crying. I was sitting at my desk crying when I realized that she had no interest in being my friend. She just wanted to sell me something, and I don't think that was necessarily her heart behind it. She was probably just a mom trying to make some income, and she believed in what she was doing, right? And so I don't hold that against her at all anymore. I did for a minute there. But I don't want to be that person. You know, I never want to be that person who's like, yeah, I care about you. Also, here's my coaching program. Do you want to buy it? Like, I don't want to be that person, you know? I want to I do genuinely care about people. And that's whether they buy my coaching program or not. That's whether they ever sign up for anything with me or not. Whether they subscribe on YouTube or school, if that's where I end up going, or, you know, buying the monthly membership or signing up for the retreat, which is a story for another day. But long-term goals. But before any of that, whether they choose to participate in any of that, whether I ever receive anything from them, the point is to serve them. That's it. That's the whole point, is to serve them. So my question for myself today is, how am I serving the people that God has called me to serve? Not just through, here's my website, check out my coaching packages. Not even through getting likes or follows or anything else, from Facebook to YouTube to whatever. How am I serving them? And that kind of weighs heavy on me, because how do you serve people who aren't even sure that they understand what you're doing or that they fully trust you yet? Because they have to know you, they have to decide they like you, and then they have to decide they trust you, and that takes time. And it's funny, because I found everything I do, the foundation of everything I do, there we go, is about slower living, a slower pace, intentionality. And still, sometimes I feel the world creeping up inside of me going, you gotta do more. You gotta do more, you gotta push out more, you gotta create more, you gotta be more places, you gotta do more things, you gotta. And you know what, I'm just tired of you gotta. I'm tired of it. I don't wanna live on you gotta street anymore. I want to live on who can I serve today street. That's where I wanna live. And if that comes with income, great. And if it doesn't, then God will provide. I have a great income. I am working for a good company doing something wonderful, and I really love what I do. For a 9 to 5, I actually really love what I do, and I haven't always been able to say that. And I get to serve people in that 9 to 5, which is the coolest part of it. And so God will continue to provide. Even if that job goes away, God will continue to provide. But what I want is to make sure that every brick I lay is a brick of how can I serve you. And so, if I were going to ask you one question today, if you're watching this, thanks by the way, this is day, I think, 15 of my 30-day challenge, but I will double check it before I post it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then go back to previous videos. I talk about it a lot earlier on, and it's getting easier. Yay! Thanks for watching if you did. And my question to you today is, how can I serve you? What is it that you're looking for? What is it that feels missing from your life? What is it that you still have questions about? I don't know everything, okay? I'm not some guru who thinks I've been enlightened with the knowledge of all the universe. I just know who holds the answers. And I trust him immensely. I trust him in a way that no one could ever convince me not to trust him, because his goodness has been shown to me so many times in so many different ways. And he's so faithful, and he's so on time with everything. And so tell me in the comments, if you watch this, if you've watched this all the way to the end, thank you. But drop a comment and tell me, what are you looking for? What feels missing in this life? What feels off? What feels unattainable? And we'll talk about it. Okay, bye.